Um, Here we go. Test fit. This is how it looks. I'm overall pretty happy with the results. Although there are some tweaks I need to do. But anyway, as you can see, I've got pretty good mobility with this arm piece, and I've got similar mobility with the other one. I can reach up, touch my head. I can touch my crotch. I can reach up and get my hand about halfway up my back, and that's going to work out pretty good. Now I do need to make some, like I said, make some tweaks. And let me come a little closer so Cambot can see. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to add, it's a little loose through here, the forearm piece, so I'm going to have to add some foam right in here. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. And as you can see, the bicep piece is definitely loose. I'm going to have to do the same thing there. And again, I will come back and talk about that in a moment. Now, as you can see here, the wrist straps, I cut those a little long. No big deal. Pair of scissors, clean that right up, and I can make it as snug as I want to. That's going to be about it right there. Just can't wear my watch with it, which makes me feel naked, by the way. So anyway, this comes off like that, and it just slides right off. There you go. That's very, very simple. So like I said, I'll come back and talk about that here in a moment. Now here's the chest piece. Here's how it's looking, and as you can see, I got the shoulders or the straps right here, and I'm going to turn around and show you the back. And that's how the back's looking. You can see where I attached the nylon straps to the front and the back. Now, again, if I get Cambot to zoom in here for me, you can see where I have the belt, the clips. And if I had to do this again, I'd put the clips closer to the front. I think I'm okay with where they're at, because generally I'm going to put this upper piece on it as one. But they just don't sit at a convenient spot. As you can see, I can just barely reach them. So yeah, I'm okay with it. But anyway, what you want to do when you're doing this to get these straps on, it's a two-person job. Hold the chest plate in place, throw the straps over your shoulders, run them through one side of the clip, and figure out where you want that one clip to be. Then just take some painter's tape or something, hold it in place, and then use your heat gun attachment to melt the strap together. Then for the back, you're gonna have to do the same thing, but you're gonna have to wear this, and you're gonna have to have somebody else do it for you. So anyway, the side clips, they're great. They're a quick release. All you have to do, reach up, grab them, and you're out. And this thing just pulls off right over your head, just like that. So one last detail I want to show you, and I'm gonna go ahead and take the camera back to Cambot. So I want to say thank you to Cambot, and we'll move on. So anyway, I used some hot glue and some nylon straps. I hope you can see them. And the strap that goes over the shoulder from the front to the back piece, it runs through those straps, and that's what holds the shoulder piece in place. I do have to do a little more tweaking on the outer shoulder piece, but you know, that's a different video. Now, you see the square here I have on the back, and that is going to deal with the shield generator box right here. Now, I was wondering about painting it, and I ended up using Rust-Oleum Satin Black spray paint on this, and it worked very, very well. I got a beautiful finish on there. I started by putting, of course, the polyacrylic on there, and that's what I got. And then after I put that back piece on, or got that craft foam that you see on the back piece, let me make a quick aside and talk about that. This is a sheet of 5mm thick craft foam. I got this at a local hobby store. Obviously, I used black on the back piece, but this is a very good product, and I'll come back to one of the uses for it, what I'm going to use it for here in just a moment. But what I did was I put that square piece on the back of the back piece, and I'm going to use that as the underlayment for this piece. Now, I do need to put another coat of paint on this, because you can see this tear out I have here. What happened was, when I was putting the little shelf in here for the EL wire inverter box, I used some painter's tape to hold that in place, and the painter's tape pulled off some of the paint. So, all right, no big deal. Like I said, another coat of paint, and that's going to be good to go. So, now, I was talking about that craft foam. This is 2mm craft foam. That was 5mm I had. Very easy to cut with the X-Acto knife. Very easy to work with, very easy to bend. The thing is, it is so thin that even if you do bend it, it will not hold its shape at all. So it's good for doing detail work on it, but it's not, or maybe textural contrast, but it's not really good for the structure of this stuff. Now, on the other hand, now I'm coming to the collar piece. Let me talk about that. This is the inner collar piece, and as you can see here, from my template, it's pretty good size. And you've kind of got to fit this to yourself. I went with 20 inches. That gave me enough room that I can look around with it all. Although if I want to look up, I have to literally lean backwards because the back of my head will hit the collar at the top. But overall, I'm pretty good with that. Now the texture part of that is actually going to be on the inside of the curve, and your untextured is going to be on the outside of the curve, and there's a reason for that, and I'll show you that right now. This is the outer collar piece, and come on, you can do it. There we go. All right, let me pull back a bit, and there is the template for the outer collar piece. Now, this piece, when it gets curved, it's going to get curved just like you'd expect. It's going to get curved, away from the camera, so the textured part is on the outside. But what will happen is it will actually wrap around this piece on the inside. So you're going to have to make this piece a little bit larger. So I made this 1 inch larger, and I don't get a perfect matchup on the outside, but I think that's going to look pretty good. It's going to give a little bit of visual detail that I think will work very nicely. And of course, real quick, you're going to have to seal this part of the foam. But on the other hand, there is going to be some show-through right here, and I'll talk about that in a second. There's going to be some show-through, so you might want to leave this the original color. So just up to you. Get some contrast there. Now, coming back to this piece of foam, you cut. What you're going to have to do is, after you cut the large area out, you're going to cut a smaller area out of that. And do this very carefully because you're going to want to hang on to this interior piece. Now, what will happen is after you cut it out, this interior piece is going to fit in this exterior piece just like a puzzle. You could, if you're really, really good at cutting things symmetrically, just flip it over and use this side. It works, it fits pretty well for me, but I want to stick with the other side for a couple of reasons. First off, there is a textural contrast you're going for. This interior piece is going to get hollowed out, and you can see on the these lines, these light pencil lines right here. That area of this piece is going to get cut out. So, but I'm not going to cut that out just yet, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece out, this piece right here, the inside piece, take it outside, sand it down. It's going to when I've done sanding it down, I'm going to have a smooth surface here. It's going to fit perfectly inside this bigger piece, and then it's also going to be recessed slightly from the texture on the main part of the collar. Then this center area, and it's a little hard to see on the foam itself, but this center area right here is going to get some detail pieces, and that's these pieces right here. And what I did was I took some of that 5mm craft foam and I cut those out of that. So instead of using this really thick foam, which is good, I mean, it looks good and everything, and it's sturdy, but it's tricky to work with when you're trying to cut fine details. So by using this 5mm foam, I'm able to work it a lot better, get much more consistent results. There's the template for it. Very, very simple. You can eyeball that one. But what I'll do is I'll cut this piece out right here, glue these onto it, and then this piece will actually be, this little area right here will actually be curved and sit on the back of that. So that's how that's going to look. So hope that helps. Hope that gives you some good information. And I guess that's it. So as always, if you have any questions or anything, please leave them in the comments. And again, I want to give a big shout of thanks to Cambot. Okay, well, she didn't want to say anything back. So that's it. See you next time.